So let's now take a look at the members area. In the members area, you can access the relevant parts of saVRee, such as the 3D models, there's over 400 of those, the courses, that's video and text-based courses, the encyclopedia, which has hundreds of articles along with pictures, animations and stuff like that. Then you've got your account where you have information such as your first name, second name, and where you can reset your password. You've got the My Models area down in the lower left. The My Models area is where you will store your custom made 3D models. That is to say those models that work on saVRee but do not form part of the 3D models database. So essentially they're private models and you can share them with whoever you want, or you can keep them completely private. We've then got the media database. The media database has thousands of pictures, infographics, images, photos, animations, and also GIFs. You can download these resources and insert them directly into whatever you're working on. Then we have the 3D interface builder. The interface builder allows you to build an interface around any 3D model that saVRee has, and also around any 3D model that you may have in your own Sketchfab account or in your My Models area. It's a quick and easy tool to use, it's very versatile, and we're going to be talking about the interface builder in a moment. And finally, we've got the 3D viewer settings area. The 3D viewer settings area allows you to configure the interface to look however you want it to look. This preview window shows you how the interface looks when it is in default mode. That is to say the interface that saVRee uses with the saVRee logo and the saVRee colors. If you want to change this though, if you want to white label your interface so that it reflects your company or maybe your brand, then you can come over to here, you can change this. I'm going to change that to my brand. That's simply a holding name. If we go to here, we've got loading screen text. I'll show you what this is in a moment, but I'm going to change it to the best interface ever. And you can see if we come up here, best interface ever is shown when the 3D model loads. So all we've done so far is give the interface a name. That's my brand. Then we've got some text here, which is the loading screen text. And if we want to come down, we can customize it a little bit more. We've got the company main colors. Now saVRee's company main colors are blue, as you can see, but we can change it to red. So we've got the best interface ever text there, which is red, and now the interface is red. What's kind of weird now though is that the logo is blue and up here is also blue. So we want to adjust a few other settings in order that we can get everything to match. Let's just select a logo. I'm going to upload that logo there. You can see it's now in the lower left corner. I'll come across to here. I'll change that to 200%. That increases the size of the logo. You can now see in the lower left it's a lot bigger. And so we've already customized the colors and the logo. Now what we can do is maybe adjust this color here. Come down a bit and change the highlighted color to a different shade of blue, and you can see now that the blue has changed. And there's also an additional color when you hover, and that would be the hover color. If we came down here, you can see the hover color is there. Maybe we can change that to yellow. It's going to be quite a horrible color scheme, and it's updated. There you go. So in this way you can change the appearance of the interface. If we come down here, we've got the option to remove the logo hyperlink. We can change it to www.mycompany.com, and when people hover over the logo, it will then send them to my-company.com. However, if you don't want to use that for whatever reason, you can remove the logo hyperlink using this button. Once you're totally happy, you can submit all of these settings, and those settings now are what forms the base, the appearance of all of the interfaces that you'll create using the interface builder, and it's what your audience is going to see. Let's go and have a look now at the interface builder. Here is the interface builder homepage. We can actually see that there are no interfaces currently, so we'll build a new interface by clicking on this button. And then what we're going to do, we're going to select a 3D model from the saVRee library. or we can import a 3D model from Sketchfab. So let's load one of saVRee's models. I'm going to load one that's called Deep Groove Ball Bearing Animated, which is actually quite descriptive. You can see here, best interface ever. We've got the same color scheme that we were using earlier as well, and the same logo. And we've also got the saVRee ball bearing 3D model. We need to give our interface a name. I'm going to call it Best Interface Ever, just to keep it nice and easy, but you can generally call it whatever you like. We then get given a interface URL. If you want to share this interface, then you can copy and paste the link into an email or post it online or wherever you want to share the link. And then when people click on that link, they'll be taken to saVRee.com and they can view the interface that you created. We've also got the option here to add a thumbnail image. That just makes it a little bit easier to find when you're searching through the Interface Builder homepage. Let's have a look at some of the features that we can associate with this particular interface. So you can see here we've got 3D model features, we've got annotation features, animation features, viewer features, and the Sketchfab logo and a video. We've also got some other items down the bottom, related content link, PDF and image. So let's go up here, and if we have a look at our interface, you can see it's very plain. We've got the close window icon in the top right, and we've got a way to hide and show the buttons. Maybe we want to present and we don't want the interface icons being shown. That's what this button does down here. So we'll come down here. Let's add some features such as parts. If you hover here above the eye icon, it actually tells you what each of these features do. So I've added parts, I'll add cross-sectional view, and I'll add variations. If I come up here, you can see here is the cross-section. This is the variation, which allows us to change between a seal and a shield. And if we want, we can also hide and show any of the parts as well. So these three buttons at the top here are the features that we just added to our interface. You can already see it's becoming a lot more interactive, a lot more useful. We can also show and hide annotations. Here is the annotation button, and that allows us then to cycle through each of the annotations. Maybe we would prefer to have a list because there's a lot of annotations, maybe even some control nodes. And if you come up here, we've got a new button and it has a list of all the annotations. By clicking on them, we get taken to each annotation. The control nodes are these nodes here. And as we cycle through, we move from one node to the next. I'm going to remove some of those features though, because they're not as useful as I would like for this particular interface. I do want animation though, so I'll add animation. I want to be able to adjust the speed, and I want to be able to seek to a particular part of the animation. We now have the ball bearing which is animated, and if we want to, we can seek to a part in the animation by clicking here or anywhere along this bar. You can also adjust the animation speed because we implemented that option as well. Come a little bit further down. We can turn on some viewer features such as high definition, standard definition. Maybe we want to add a help box so people can click on the help button and people can learn how the interface works. Virtual reality, we can enable that as well. Augmented reality, and an option to go full screen if we want to. Those particular buttons are enabled on the right side of the screen. HD and SD, help, close, which we saw already, VR, hide and show the UI, which we saw, AR, augmented reality, and full screen. Come a little bit further down, we can hide or show the Sketchfab logo. By default, it is hidden, although in some cases, if you're using your own models and you're not paying for a certain subscription package from Sketchfab, then you may have the show option, this radio button, highlighted instead of hide. We can add videos to the interface if we want. To do that, we give our video a name. I'm going to call it ball bearing, and we can add a link from YouTube or Vimeo or wherever, and that link will then be used to load whatever video you want to load with the interface. I've loaded one here that's from Vimeo. You can see that when I click on the video button, it then loads a video in the interface window. I'm going to close that. If I go down, I can add another video if I want to. I'm not going to, but you can add multiple videos. You may also want to add a related content link. I'm going to link to saVRee.com. Go up here, you can see there is a related content link. If you click on that related content link, then it will load the website within the interface window. We can also add a PDF to the interface. You would add the PDF title here, such as bearing, how it works, and then add a link to the PDF wherever it may be stored online. I'm going to paste one here that I prepared already, and if we go up, we click on the PDF, and the PDF begins to load in this window, and it's possible for the user to view the PDF online, download the PDF, or print the PDF. The final option is to add images to the interface. To keep things simple, what I'm going to do is actually just upload the logo again as an image. A new button appears, and here you can see this image in the lower left has been made large. What I'll do is I'll actually remove that image. I'll paste in a link to an image. You can see the image here in the lower left. That's an image of a tree. If we go up to the images here, you can see the tree has appeared. It's also possible to add additional images. You simply click on the plus icon, paste a new link in there. You can see the previewed image. We come to the top, we click on the image button, and now we can cycle through the various images. So as you can see, it's very quick and very easy to build an interface around a 3D model. It makes whatever you're talking about, whatever you're presenting, whatever you want your viewer, your audience to see, a lot more interactive and less passive. Let's submit the settings of our interface so that we can save them. And if we go back to the Interface Builder list or the Interface Builder homepage, you can see here that we now have the Best Interface Ever interface. The word interface seems to pop up quite a lot. But anyway, the Best Interface Ever has appeared in our Interface Builder list. It's previewed on the left. We can edit it, we can delete it, we can clone it. Maybe we want to use one interface that's similar to this for a marketing presentation and another one for training purposes, so we can have two different variations. We can preview the interface by clicking here. It will then load up the entire interface. This is as your audience would see it. You can see our images, etc. And we can also embed the interface simply by clicking here. The code will be copied to the clipboard, and you can paste that code into a HTML enabled page, and the interface will load on that page. So you might want to use this interface for a trade show. If so, then just copy and paste this link onto a web page. It will load, and anyone who's passing by your trade booth can interact with the interface that you've built, or any number of interfaces. If you're working at a university or a school, you might want to paste this link into your learning management system, and then students will have access to the interface combined with all of the normal learning material that you'll use during the course. So there are many different ways to use the interface builder. You're very much only limited by your imagination.